stage a serious look after some of the recent changes. And she used to be relevant on this map as a secondary option a while ago. So it's not surprising to see some teams trying her out again. And 7th stage was looking pretty smooth earlier on Lotus. So
one player, Darkest, enough to make enough of a racket to draw the ball out of 7 pretty early. So B will be an option later into the round if Core don't find success here. The dark cover, though, breaks up his creep position. So Alvin is essentially alone, and despite opening with a headshot, Alum is just too quick with it. Makes the adjustment, takes a Cypher out the game. Now with that wall broken up a little bit on B, there's still a mid to B option now where you have a decent split, but Logan has gone down. Gimon at least able to extract some value, and TSM are matching this rotate pretty quickly. It's still, though, in a pinch, going to be tough for 7. A slow warp here or there might make a big difference.
Yeah, he can provide a lot of solve for the rotates to come in. Specifically, that flank from Timotino, if he can catch the right time, and could be the crux of the round win.
Crouch net connects. 7, as the smoke clears, is very vulnerable and out in the open. Tough to take these retakes up, but Gimon is just something a little bit different today. Something special for us as he dives on out and he finds his 3rd of the round very quickly. Now Nerve Tuzi is pretty obvious, but they're going to be playing, especially as this site starts to get scoped out a bit. And Tuzi looks to take a chance. The timing, but Gimon instead has served up his 4th. And the round goes for TSM. Core's woes in pistol rounds continue.
4 gets some good damage off with those shocks, and I think that probably encouraged Core as well to feel like, oh, let's maybe just try to take a timing where we swing out of here. Maybe he's trying to fire off that 2nd shock and we can just catch someone midair jumping down. But yeah, no, it does not work out. GMD is able to clean up everyone.
It's nicely done, and that's decisive, right? The deadlock wall goes up in spawn, so it has to be a market flood from TSM, and they don't really have any time to waste. So they decisively step out there, take the fight. It's just good fundamentals and individual skill that gets them there, which honestly is something we've seen showcased extensively through this series. Now a test of A main early, but of course the customary one-way will be a factor for Core to play through.
Time to jump.
Logan going to see if he can do something with that headhunter over towards B, but all of main will be cleared out by the drone, and Core will attempt to get over towards A. TSM would love if that drone and post up in B main would encourage them to walk into this judge, and it's going to be the case.
Yeah, 1 and 2. We'll need Executioner to add to the mix, and there it is. 7 finds himself a brace of kills.
And if that were not enough, let's also wall off the spike.
Yeah, such that I think you have to knock out a different section of the wall to get the spike, and then, I mean, it's just possible. Let's not even consider how this would actually be broken down. It's like the start of Minecraft where you're breaking trees with your fists. You know what I mean? That's the kind of situation we're in.
Trying to figure out how to make a crafting table.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a problem.
And the creepers have already turned up, except they've got automatic shotguns, and they're hiding around the corner.
And you only have 30 seconds to kill the creepers and make the crafting table. And it's
all right.
You're cooked. You're cooked. There's zombies. I didn't really play a lot of Minecraft past the like the alpha, the pre-alpha, like 2000. When did that game come out? 4? I don't know much about what's going on anymore.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think that's
you realized
why,
2004 was 30 years ago.
I don't think it actually came out in 2004, but
you know what?
Probably close enough, right?
Tell you what, bro, they make good mods for that game, honestly. I played one mob where you had to make a computer. Deadass. It was late. Anyway, hopefully, Core don't have Minecraft computer syndrome and have the lag issues we saw on Icebox. And I've just segued out so flawlessly.
Oh, Timotino saved.
Crouch and ready to take the fight. This Marshall will definitely be fighting for relevance in this round.
What happened there?
Uncharacteristically down early. Wants to walk up on A main.
I think they saw each other's feet. This is what happened under the one-way, if I had to guess. Okay, Timotino gets that trade. Just an honest walking into the angle to take the fight. That's kind of Valorant I like to see.
All right. Alvin retreating here towards the B site proper. Core is going to have to treaty with some of these tripwires. Got that wall set up, but it was on the earlier side. And obviously, Timo can still fire through it, so might have the audacity to post up to some degree.
Like that from our observers, the below the door shot.
Yep. A little bit of cinematic for you guys. You know, we're a little different like that. 30 seconds though. Clock is ticking.
30 seconds.
Oh, goodness, Alan. There's an opportunity that goes begging there, but honestly, Timo didn't give him much of one. Now, though, he's got his head on a swivel.
Goodbye.
Actually, Darker snaps him up, but there's a trade here. Oh, he's still there, guys. He's still there.
Yeah, and what is the move? I mean, Core have made their way to A. It has been
10 seconds
quite
left.
discombobulated, but they have figured out how to get the spike down.
planted.
It's really going to come down to a limb being in an odd position to see if he can get a timing to get a kill, even things up. 2v2. Okay, that's an even sicker timing, honestly.
Alam has an opportunity to wrap around here. Be the impact player again, like he has so many times this series. Alvin won't correct for this. Avora covering him, and that's just that extra player difference. Avora wants to light the sight. Nerve able to step outside of the recon, though. Definitely a winnable round. It's going to require some grouping up for TSM, but they're going to give that opportunity. On to Gen they go. Have not cleared his position, and now they know. Nerve emerges. Time not on Seven's side. And he gets them both anyway. Sick clutch from Nerve. And Cora on the board.
Crazy that they managed to get out of that situation. If you looked at the minimap 10 seconds prior to the spike being planted, there was not one Core player that was next to another. It was just totally spread across the map. Pretty shocked they were able to get out of this round alive.
This, of course, was Alam's opportunity. I thought this would come down to a group up that was ill advised, but Nerve just plays some beautiful angles. Very nice. Okay, this time,
What is that?
Gimon is taking every opportunity to get that A-man early.
He just jiggles out, immediately kills Tuzi, leaves. It's pretty unlucky to lose your smokes player 1 second to the round on a scent attack. It's pretty hard to take sights after that.
That's not great, is it?
It's pretty unfortunate. Yeah, let's get through the choke. Then you're all just stuck in a slow and you can't cover up any angles.
Yeah, conversely, you're just stalled out by everything, including the kitchen sink. Just porcelain chips at your feet, like caltrops as you try and go anywhere. Oh, man. And of course, the Seven wall. Seven has actually migrated from his typical location right next to the door, and he's actually back over towards garden. This is quite a development. It should be studied. Still doing that, though. Black. Okay, shot comes in. Darkest definitely feeling the pinch from that one. Harness Fury from Nerve. Looks like that shot probably on the Timo, but he just takes it. He knows he's safe. But he's forced off the line there, missing that shot. Core have options. Look where the spike's going. Straight up mid, there's going to be a tripwire that reveals this, though. So can Alan make the difference now? 3 plays for Core where they need to be, but they don't have the wherewithal to check the cross. And so the spike goes loose. Logan has to pull the plug.
Yeah, that whole lack of smoke aspect really came back to bite them, unfortunately. GMD kind of just ended that round 2 seconds into it by jiggling and deleting Tuzi from the server instantly. It's just nothing they could do. Nothing they could do. Try to sell some kind of fake-esque maneuver with the Hunter's Fury pivot into B, but you know, they're just hoping they pull them away far enough that they won't be on the cross, that they can't smoke off, but Alvin was on cross in main, unsmoked, so it's sadness, misery.
And they just quarters don't give themselves a buffer. They can't really cover every base. Few more early mid presence. Wide up for the contact hold here. Okay. Okay. All right, Dark. He's able to get back around the corner. Dart was not shot.
What if we just wall off B main? What if we just stop them from going into B?
Yeah. You know what? That's fine. And Core seem to agree. Have a nice day, they say. Now for some mid control. Smoke top mid, and they're exploring in the cubby direction, but obviously the conditioning, like PTSD that Seven has inflicted in them, is going to make them very careful about working that part of the map. Timo's going to have his hands full here, and the R drone, as he hears it buzz in, is going to force him to give that up. Grab net and wall thrown up. So that makes things a little bit uncomfortable. But decent player density on the site. Timo's also able to adjust into a spawn, and Slow Orb meets Darkest as the door comes down. What now? Over towards the A side, there's so much of these trips here. QOR are liable to walk into those, but they can't find a way to work this carefully. Gimon waiting on the paranoia, set up his Cypher player, hits multiple of those core individuals, but they've got one to send back themselves, and Alvin might have to wait in hell for the time being. Here comes the Cyber Cage. Here comes Gimon. Finds himself one. Timotino gets there. And TSM are everywhere on this map.
Yeah, unfortunately, there is just nowhere that QOR could go on a round like that. They start off all grouped up in B main. Oh, there's a Sage with an Odin. We're walled, we're slowed, we're getting spammed. That's miserable. What if we try mid instead? Oh, the Opper is in mid. Well, at least we drone him off. Maybe we could pivot into market. Oh, never mind. That's the Op is there. The Sage is still on B.
Let's go A instead, bros.
Let's go A. Oh, the Cypher is set up with both kill trips, cages for site anchoring. Yeah,
it's 50 shades of chalk, man. And again,
this is
QOR,
misery.
Historically, like over all the games they played on this map, this is a good map for them. Like they have a 51% attack side win rate. Like, they've been able to find success here before.
Cutting through.
Now some mid control. This has definitely drawn some interest. TSM is sufficiently catnipped. Annihilation coming out here. Vora will be ensconced in the cocoon, but oh, the backstep timing for Timo, and he riddles them with knives. 3 for the Jet. Alam hoping that he can do something here against 7, and he does. Up close and personal, rips the shot. And now, QOR still have a crack at this. Gimon, though, still at large, and Alvin has the spike covered in mid.
On top of that, they've got dark cover, still another cage as well. GMD has a paranoia. Going to be a nightmare trying to recover the spike.
Paranoia. Here's most of the clear. You gotta be quick on that. There's definitely some risk associated with it. Oh, Gimon, he's him. He's just him with his Chalamet. What a clutch to come out of the round with. QOR make it close. But Gimon is about as rock solid as you get.
That was a pretty sick little spray down. 9-1 right now. They had me sweating when Alvin's just out in the open fighting, man. This was an insane little 3-piece from Timotino, though. Everybody stalled out by that slow. He just cooks them alone. No util, just flanking, not missing. That was pretty sick.
And how are you feeling right now if you are Winthrop watching this game?
Yeah, let's can we get the Winthrop check-in?
Yeah, we get a red zone. Let's cross live to Moobs on set. I'm quite sure he's definitely feeling a spring in his step right now. But, you know, in context, this is defense side ascent. This is kind of what we expect to see from it. I did think that maybe this double Senti setup would, you know, actually get some post plants to work with and really be punishing in that regard. But TSM have been very disruptive. And also, like, they've been so fast in these rotates, so decisive. I mean, we mentioned it earlier with Timotino playing both A and B and then mid respectively and having impact in all of those engagements. It's really hard to play at the kind of pace you need to against like a Sage, where 7's getting early info. And also the other side that doesn't have a Sage wall is just trips. It's full of trips. You just cannot walk up in there and you're getting hit by paranoias. Gimon is everywhere. It's difficult for QOR right now to find an edge.
And the slow orbs also just act as a very clean and easy way to get Timotino posted up on a line like this early in the round. Spots out part of nerve, and it's just a free kill. Man, the Sage is really bringing a lot of utility to TSM's defense.
You might be onto something here. NBS is...
Oh, and like now they're just trying to hit A, and they're getting walled off.
The fact that 7 can trade that is so massive. Now there's no Yoru deep in the site, and another slow orb has devastating impact. And he's hearing all of this, and he knows what's coming his way, but Darkest with a stinger. A little bit too fast to contend with. Alvin might be trapped here. Oh, that was not good. Hit by the dart as well. The wrong side of the wall, but that's a flick. A nerd would sooner forget.
Last player standing.
Again, spike to hand for Darkest. Going to spam his way out of this situation. Looks like a sonic sensor, though. Caught Timo up, snarled him in place. He'll have to try another option, but he's been heard. Just another shoulder pick. God, he's diligent. Now with 41 points of health. He's got to go for broke. Made use of the tailwind there. Did not stop the plant, though. Darkest is able to convert, and we're in a grab net, folks. We are perma-crouched. We are flat squatting in the middle of the A site.
That was really heads up from Darkest and Tuzi to both pivot, and in the midst of Timotino causing all of that chaos in heaven, they double face towards door, get the kill, and then put their attention back on him. There was no indication someone was coming from door, as far as I'm aware. That was just straight up intuition. Okay, this is when a player is coming from this angle. That was just really intelligent stuff.
Give me that. Give me that. Oh yeah, give me that flick.
That was a crazy shot, but didn't matter.
And I Darkest with a really strong showing with the Odin. Now, normally, Gimon is trying to find something early. A slow orb, though, means that no one's really going to give him that challenge. Tuzi implying a TP across the way, hoping to tease Gimon out of position, but he's just altered his approach to the early A main action. Timotino has taken up residence, squatting here, top mid. Nothing for him to see.
Have gone back to one of their older setups, and older, I mean, you know, earlier in the half, they've gone ahead and had 7 play towards tree, throws up the wall. They've got info towards wine, all the way down mid is Timotino. I mean, yeah, it's definitely time to rotate over to that B site.
Annihilation at the ready. Vora here just tearing strips off of Cordo as they're trying to approach, and everybody gets
players.
Yeah, everybody gets a bit of love. However, that cocoon though. All right, Alvin Boy is devoured ultimately, but Alum is handled. So Yoru out of the game, and he knows. Timo knows. Logan finds a couple of shots there, gives himself away. So now you've got B main control. Tuzi's feeling the net. Surround him, and Gimon walks out with confidence. Does his job. I tell you what, the Odin Valley, though, has been through the roof.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Nerv is just getting a random spam kill.
Timo's got to do the thing with the op. Not a whole lot of fun. He's given himself a better weapon for this situation. And Darkest, another multi-kill round from him. Not quite 4Ks in back-to-back rounds, but enough here to get core what they need. That's 3 attack side rounds. I think we crossed the barely acceptable threshold now. And they're in this game.
Yeah, I mean, that really is 3. We're feeling okay with that right now. If we're core, and now they've got TSM on an eco. This is nice from Timotino to get the flank off. Yeah, but I can't believe core win that out. I think Nerv just ends up getting like a random spam kill in the 2 versus 3 to make it the 2v2.
Now what? Do we actually get a pop? Amen, we do. This is pretty aggressive over into the weird weapons on the side of TSM. It doesn't favor them in the end, but they are stuck here. They are fully committed. So Darkest will just mow them down.
Darkest used the Annihilation last round and is now 2 orbs away from having an Annihilation, by the way.
Yeah. That's what happens when you get 9 kills in 3 rounds, I think.
Yeah, it is something pretty insane, and might have an opportunity to be but 1 orb away with a plant. Also, if that orb is still in B main, it's not, but all right, 1 orb away. That's not too bad to have that immediately back for the next buy round.
I think you're happy enough with that result. TSM a little bit quiet. Well, they go back to the well of that sort of A-side aggression, except Gimon is joined by 2 other players again. Just trying to throw a curveball on a save round. Timo was going to have to satisfy himself just having gotten control of this Vandal. Corey getting it done now, big time. Some pretty conservative approaches to the early round. They weren't giving Timo anything free in mid, forcing him to go elsewhere. I think they're starting to get a bit more of a download on TSM.
Yeah, absolutely. If I'm core, I'm feeling pretty content with getting 4 rounds right now. And we're headed into the next gun round where they've got Dimensional Drift, Hunter's Fury combo. Then they've also got the Annihilation potentially coming up if they can just get 1 orb for Darkest at some point in a post plant, perhaps. They've got all the necessary tools to be able to win this gun round and put TSM in another tough economic spot. I mean, they'll have a decent amount of cash because of the loss bonus if they lose this round, but certainly not where they want to be. Timotino has enough to buy up with the op. Looks like he has intentions of staring down towards B tiles.
Yeah, looks like Gimon grabbed that one for him. So,
Logan has the Outlaw, but everybody has heavy armor.
Yeah. It doesn't get much purchase here, but Cora trying to be thrifty into the last couple of rounds of this half. Emma really insists on trying to dig Nerve out of position, but unfortunately it's just a missed shot. Felt like he just couldn't miss. He was magnetic yesterday. Nice to be reminded he is a bit more of a mortal.
Camera taken out.
So, some stall here in A main. Also, a lot of
That's a
tripwire
crazy, wild little setup.
So I'm waiting for Tom Cruise to try and, get in black lycra and squeeze through those to get the crown jewels. Bit of a noise cut here, though, and not a lot of info. But TSM is an inkling that they need to be getting off the B side, and that is correct. Will they be here at A in time? Tripwires galore. Alum gets into hell and sees what he was looking for. There it is. Annihilation should come out. Alvin is in the cocoon. And Nerve has a Hunter's Fury. Core with big ultimates in this round to try and keep the gravy train rolling. And so far, not too shabby. Gibbon and Timo, though, from heaven, they really control this high ground. Tuzi needs to challenge them. Timo not looking at him. Nobody looking at the Omen. Not expecting that step up at all. And TSM's impromptu rushed defense is steamroll.
That was a hell of an execute. Also, very cool to use the dimensional drift just as an information little gathering tool for both ultimates that they have. Doesn't just work with the Hunter's Fury. They also get a free annihilation onto Alvin, who's just trapped in hell. And then Hunter's Fury up into heaven. That was really sick.
I mean, it was a round, of course, they walked into. I mean, it's one of the perfect rounds to use those ultimates. Your opponents are making a bit of a gambit investment. What is that, 4 rounds in a row? Yeah. TSM, like you mentioned, the loss bonus gives them, a lifeline here with a couple of Vandals in play. And outside of that, they are all of a sudden languishing.
5 rounds for Core on attack against this comp feels great, honestly. If they get 6 or 7, just feels even better. I really think they've already kind of done their job here, especially considering they didn't even win the pistol. This was looking like it was. They've done the same thing. We were headed towards a one-sided map for the first time in the series.
They've done the same thing every map, but I mean, it has helped that they've won the anti-eco on a couple of occasions. I think the TSM only just win that pistol and they get knocked back down. That's obviously had an impact, but yeah, Core, when they can finally get some of these gun rounds rolling, have looked really good, and all of a sudden, a pretty terrible start has turned into a more than respectable showing. Already 5 rounds in their favor here on the attack side. And you better believe they'll be looking for more, but Timo set up in mid with the Blade Storm ready.
And outside of him, it is quite passive for TSM at the moment. I mean, honestly, despite how good the Sage has looked at times, it has been a lot of little heroic and aggro plays from TSM that were actually getting them those round wins. Tino swings out, gets away.
7 as well has enough information to throw a wall down, but all that does is yield him more of the latter. Now he knows that Core definitely have a strong presence in mid, so TSM can opt to try and contain this, or play back more passively on the B side, but they can get a good logs and CT side crossfire. The Omen is still in play though, so Tuzi, of course, can make use of the smoke as he does here to get them safely through top mid, and Timo doesn't really have a way to do anything about this. Didn't have enough draft, but a little bit harebrained to try and challenge that. So Alum is in Boathouse right now. And down. Timo's knives got some value. He actually just rushes out there from spawn. There's a sonic sensor in the way, but he's able to circumvent it by playing fast, and he's not ready for this anchored position for TSM. Logan sees Timotino leaping down in towards him. And TSM don't mind losing the extraneous player. They will be able to keep this going with 1,600 on 7. Very important round to win. A valuable defense side, just as Core really build up some momentum.
Logan has so much money, he just wants to see if he can do some damage. Doesn't even matter that he throws the AWP away. Good anchoring from TSM. Feels like it's been a while since we've gotten around where Core feel funneled into a lot of that defender utility and actually, succumb to it.
Let's see how this goes down. This is Timotino with his multiple kills in this round. That first one is big. There's one that he takes from a defender side spawn while all this is happening. TSM with that wall of grenade, it's enough to sort of make QOR decide that they want to be elsewhere. He wasn't a grab net here, so it's going to be a required TP as he was set in the smoke. This is going to draw 7 back over, but he won't be in position to wall A main.
Seven's just waiting with that slow orb out off any contact. Could throw that, but isn't actually going to come. QOR have been able to drone their way all the way through B main. They haven't taken the space just yet, though.
And they are inching forward. So there's an exploration of tree as well there for Vora. But definitely more A-biased hold for TSM. Timo, after a great previous round, is getting ready for contact. He's timed as well. The head of Logan just goes flying. And scot-free is able to get away. Tuzi has managed to TP his way over towards that boathouse side. There's a cam still lying in their wake, though, and one that Timo needed to win out. Alvin had no opportunity to get involved. He'll try and stay safe, stay tucked, but Alim has the tools to dig him on out. Our drone re-clears, sees Alim out in the open here, proud as a peacock, because QOR have this A-side control. And TSM will need to take a beat before they attempt to wrest it from their hands.
Planted.
This is really going to come down to whether or not GMD can win this duel against Tuzi. If he loses, this is effectively over.
It seems to be this guy. Dark is forced off Speedway, but Alim is there from Boathouse. And that will be enough. 3 kills for the Yoru. And a half that ends up being much more lively than we had anticipated. QOR's hopes of taking us to a decided map well and truly alive. 6 attack side rounds. You are pleased as punch.
Yeah, that is really solid. And now TSM are going to have a pretty tough task of attacking into this QOR comp where you're going to have a Chamber and a Yoru able to play very aggressively towards those extremities, take the early fights, get out easily. And then when you're feeling the pressure of those and you're TSM and you have the desire to go elsewhere, you're running into a bunch of deadlock util. It's going to be very challenging to play against this QOR composition right now.
A couple of things TSM can do, but in general, it doesn't feel as impactful as, you know, Sage on the attack side of Lotus, which is great for getting the early map control areas that are contested and often fought over, because it's less often the case here. Sure, they can slow orb A main and dissuade any sort of push-up. It gives them a little bit of space.
Tuzi must have heard a jump up or something. He's spamming it and pinging it, and I saw him say something, so he definitely knows someone is up there. 7 definitely made some sound. If they do push onto Tuzi, he's got a couple trips from his deadlock in the sight to play off.
I mean, the fact that there's the player up there, I think tells you a ton. It's a lot of, oh god, he has seen everything. Okay. A consummate voyeur is Tuzi here. Now he knows what's coming. However, Timo is pretty quick to the punch, quicker than Tuzi's able to respond to. He is flashed out, and Timo runs him on down. QOR legitimately going to go pistol round winless.
One enemy remaining.
It's not even close. Brother!
Yeah, that is pretty unlucky. It's pretty unfortunate.
Is it unlucky if it happens 8 times?
I would say it's probably not unlucky at that point. I would say it's a strategic issue. I mean, look at this from Timotino. He gets all the way in backside. They're just none the wiser.
Yeah, crazy to me. They just don't know that that is going down.
Like, Darkus tries to get in to assist Tuzi, but it's a little awkward.
Okay, here's that early grab net play. The shock dart is actually pretty scrumptious if they can land this. Not bad, but Timo, he's crouched, so, you know, his recoil's more limited. He's very good in a fight.
Whoa, that shock did a ton of damage.
You know what does more damage?
Probably won't end up mattering. They also have a Sage, so at least GMD got healed up a bit, but...
I wish you had a Sky there, didn't you? Alvin, though, with the Ghost. That is pretty diabolical across the map. And so QOR here with a very well-behaved approach to this eco round. Nothing, some utility brought in. Now, this would be much easier to sell if Tuzi wasn't in mid and had heard nothing and was watching tiles. So No reason for Core to leave this side. Again, they're on pistol, so they don't want to be out of position for that. Anyway, we'll take a little gamble. Man, Team Athena always seem to be half a second quicker than I expect.
Oh my god.
No.
Nerv is just
20.
dancing all over the place. Somehow they haven't been able to deal with him, but yeah, it won't really end up mattering. And so long as TSM recover that other Phantom that they drop somewhere, I think lane, they'll be all good. They didn't invest much into this round, just 2 stingers and a ghost with those Phantoms, so Nerv wants it. He wants it.
Nothing wagered, nothing gained. Quick to smoke.
Oh,
We saw that on Lotus.
they gave it to him. They gave him the Phantom.
Okay. Yeah, bro is...
I mean, they just... yeah, that's...
Yeah, I think I realized that.
Oops.
Yeah, there's not a... Look, I don't think there's a...
My bad.
There's not a great
How do you
reason
say
for
my
that,
bad
but-
in French?
Dude, you're the one with the French last name.
Because that's... I don't know. I don't
Sorry, I forgot.
Dutch,
you're American,
bro.
so any part of your heritage just doesn't show
No, actually,
through, you know?
for some reason, a French last name with a history of only
You're
Dutch lineage. It makes no sense.
Yeah, okay. There's just no comparison. What's my bad in Dutch, bro?
I don't know.
Probably written the same, but sounds completely messed up because that's what the Dutch do. Just throwing it out there. Y'all are wildin'. And this better not turn out like the time I made fun of Bangladesh's GDP in chat and someone got really right in class. Someone in chat got really mad at me. So just want to get ahead of this.
This one
Guys, in
Dutchman
Dutch,
in chat.
it's okay to be a little freaky. It's all good. Don't hit me with your clogs. Timotino maybe would have preferred those instead of the Blade Storm because the effect of the impact was about the same. TSM still trade. They did get a couple players off the site. Remember, this is the bonus, so it's the 2 stingers up, which probably isn't where they'd love to be. And yes, this early offensive has fizzled. They did walk into the site that was heavily guarded.
Now TSM will be patiently waiting in wine. Just gonna cut noise for a while, maybe another 20 seconds. Relax. Hit the site. And probably struggle to get kills because they have to close the distance with the stingers. But we'll find out.
I'm not happy with anything at this point, but
And our 20 seconds have passed.
Yep.
It's time to go.
and the site isn't much more loosely held as a result of what's going cut. So, what do we do with stingers long range? We try and get close range. Alum gets on the wrong end of it there. So Logan might indeed just wait for Nerv to join him here. Yeah, they're going to be able to double up and maybe work this from a couple of different angles. The Aldrin, of course, for the Heaven player makes a bit more sense. Unclear at this point what was seen, but we know 7 was spotted. He's hit with the dart. Now we go. There's a rendezvous here for Logan, which actually could be useful. Vora. Oh, okay. We just find a timing. I just love that from 7 playing behind his
I
own
mean,
wall.
this wall is just
Bro.
so funny.
Oh, man. That is sick. Okay, so confirmation. Logan's still up here. Vora's in a really good spot all of a sudden. And this one is tough for Core to bounce back from. They lose this round. Logan drops directly into the crosshair and Vora will simply acquiesce. TSM, with that pistol take, convert on the bonus, and it's a weird round. They spent 20 seconds standing in the A main with stingers.
I can't believe they're able to win it, but they kind of circumvent the Vandal when they're getting back in here. They're able to get all the way over to Gen, so 7 can trade that. Logan doesn't really fully commit to fighting. This is it's funny, but it is a cool play from 7. Just gives himself a new structure to play around. Swing from either side.
Chad, I'm not taking any of your suggestions of my bad in French. I don't, like, you don't understand. We aren't close like that. I don't trust you guys at all. God forbid. They're all rage baiters. So he's a headhunter position for Logan. Of course, his rifles were fully bought up for TSM. And yeah, a little slower start to the round. They can accelerate into this pretty quickly. It's just that this will be spotted out. And you have to wonder just how much was seen there. Enough, I think TSM say. Cat's out of the bag a little bit. Well, pump fake maybe?
Bit more damage from some of the shocks, but oh my god. Alpha got healed up, but there's no fixing Vora. He's just simply dead.
Hey, Logan, stuck here in Boathouse. Vora by the wayside, but Core, again, down to the dregs of weaponry. Oh, deadlock wall in the wave. TSM a little bit troubling, but they can still get through. That's a very speculative grab net. The exchange of slow orb favors TSM. 7 is, well, trying to get a res, doesn't expect the backup for Tusi. So that is a Vandal handed over to the Omen. Dark is still playing from defense spawn side. The time is going to start to become a factor. It's going to be an issue. There's still 3 rifles locked and loaded in the B site.
Darkest low on HP. Tuzi would have to do something pretty outstanding, and with not a lot of time left. Paranoia for the swing is good.
Okay, Darkest with the Marshal. Actually making something happen here. I think Alvin Boy saw those traces. Doesn't want to take a risk. It's a swing. As a home run. Alvin Boy nets 3 for the round. And TSM keep the pain train going. Core make it a little bit spicy there inside that B site, but yeah, I'm looking at 4 rounds consecutively. TSM trying to build a bank, but some of these rounds have been a little rougher. I like that.
Vintage Sage on Ascent right there. The wall on the box to see in the sight, that takes me back, you know? Reminds me of, I don't know, who did that? Ethan used to do that on 100 Thieves, you know, back in 2022, 2021. Matter of fact, 7 might have been the 6th man on 100 Thieves at the time.
Yeah,
while
back
Ethan
then
was boosting his Sage wall into main and shooting people on site.
And all that reminds me is that 7, considering his tender age, has been at this for quite a while. Was a player that was hyped up before he was old enough to sort of compete in those top games. And it's still, I mean, this TSM team has obviously had some slight changes, but they've been mighty persistent. Really still looking for that ascension opportunity. And, you know, it's tough because I think that the org was public about feeling that they had to ascend here, or the org sort of may be no more. So that obviously, in this game at least, so adds a lot of pressure onto this squad. Definitely feel like they've got a lot to prove, but they've locked up that 2nd seed. And look, we got to see them in Ascension last year and through challenges. I feel like we're looking at a team that is a lot more stable, a lot more consistent than in the past.
Cage to cross out a main. Oh my god. How on earth is Simatino getting that? He is on fire this map, but a limb with a nice fast trade and Nerve with some backside spam. Suddenly Core have the advantage, but TSM don't want to ease up on this site.
Oh, that's nice. Forward, they're going to take him out with the Shocky. Still down to 2 at TSM. They're expecting Core to bide their time a little bit, but they're going to have the speedway angle as well as being able to push downstairs, and now they get the trade that they needed. Simple stuff like that from Gimon, but maybe a little too off the wall or on it. Actually, in that case, it doesn't get the better of Core.
Well done from Nerve. That was basically all about him playing backside with the Odin. I feel like we're wandering into just the final months of this year, the VCT being the Odin meta. Not like people haven't used the Odin before, but and maybe I'm feeling biased because we just saw so much NRG. But you know what I'm saying? Am I off? Or are we just in the Odin meta for the last couple months of this year?
We did get a whole best of 5 of them, in fairness.
Yeah,
like
right.
We were seeing, like,
So we were seeing some extra Odin, yeah.
I think like with the double duelist meta that we had for a while, in this stage at least, like it was less common, I want to say. We've sort of gone away from that. In fact, no double duelist teams really made a deep run in America's playoffs, at least. To say nothing, of course, of all the other regions, but now it seems like
we've seen no double duelists today, so that might just be the double duelist theory is perhaps perished at this point.
Paris will be enlightening, I think, in that regard, but at least as far as this region's concerned, far more double sentry turning up. Chamber making that resurgence alongside Yoru still being very off to pick. Now the Sage, you know?
Yeah, Timotino was going for a lot of solo plays like this, just contacting, pushing up, and to mixed success. This time is just caught by a limb who's hungry for more and teleports 2 feet away to safety.
Could have stuck around, maybe. Grabnet was in play. Oh dear, Core gets ahead of that annihilation. 4 picked up, and that's going to be another kill. Sorry, Seven. You are lunch for an arachnid.
Player standing.
What's Gimon got for us here? Nothing. He is
Yeah.
skint.
Sadly, can't even ult to get the spike and plant it anywhere. So this one is simply
10 seconds left.
done. He'll be bringing that Phantom into the next round. It's tough going early in this half for core, but hey, they're bouncing back.
We're getting pretty close now to hour 5 of this best of 5. And we might still have an entire map ahead of us, guys. That is the situation here. Core clawing, these rounds back after losing yet another pistol. They just want to show us that they can go 0 for 10 pistols and still win a series. Now, that would be quite a
That
thing.
would be unbelievable. I mean, let's be real. The fact that all these maps have been neck and neck and they haven't won a pistol round in a BO5 is kind of criminal. Like, if we just went 1 for 1 on the pistols on every map, the series would be over, theoretically.
Yep. And TSM didn't get thrifty straight after a pistol as well. Seen a little bit less of that. A couple key thrifties mixed in here and there. In fact, that sort of allowed TSM to have a pretty good attack side. On the defense side.
Oh, okay. Don't know how Seven's getting away with that one, but just wall for top mid should be a quick pivot into B. Logan could be in a little bit of trouble, but he does have the teleport still.
Okay, I'm gonna get off that line safely here. Nerve revealed by the recon, but there was a TP across the map, and TSM might be thinking, it's time to get out. Oh, Darkest! He's in
what
the
was
perfect spot.
Yeah, I don't know what the idea there was. I mean, I guess to try to pivot back for some kind of crazy A split.
Yeah, well, you see, there are 2 moose inside Gimon, and sometimes the inting one wins out.
One enemy remaining.
There are wolves in Canada as well.
Down A.
Oh, the wolves? That's unfortunate.
I mean,
I thought the Meese hunted them to extinction, you know, but fair enough.
No need
2
for
wolves
the
will-
enemy
Well, at least I think so.
Kill them fast.
Outdoor Boys talks about them.
My bro's out here spreading misinformation on the internet. Hey, you better get chat
Who, me?
GPT to check your work.
They're at least in, bro, I'm telling you, they're at least in Alaska. I've watched enough Outdoor Boys to know.
I don't know what show that is, Wyatt. I'm not sure. I don't like the name of it.
Bro,
though.
you don't watch
I won't
the
lie.
Outdoor Boys YouTube channel?
Listen, I don't like the name of it.
It's a guy
again,
camping, bro. It's
okay,
a
camping.
man outdoors
camping.
camping.
I like camping. To be fair, I'm just gaslighting. I'm sure there's bloody wolves in Canada. I just thought the idea of, there being 2 moose,
Yeah.
and then I don't know, man. You just sometimes, bro, you just gotta.
I get it, but the wolves are just cooler. It's having 2 moose inside of you is an aura depletion compared
really
to the
think so?
wolves.
Bro, yeah, I've seen a moose. You ever seen a moose?
I mean, yeah. Well, not in person. I
dude.
know of them.
Bro,
I know about them.
They have
I know
auras
they're
owing to
large.
their incredible bulk. You're on that road, bro. You're trying to get jacked. These guys are massive. I don't know, chat. You can weigh in. I think Mises have insane aura. Personally, wolves are just kind of pack animals. They're basically just slightly more svelte hyenas. More graceful. 20 rounds into this game. And now, if you just tuned in, you'd be thinking that this is a one-sided one and we're just trolling. But no, this is just hour 5. 10-9. TSM have that slim lead, but Core have been, like I've mentioned before, starting to stack a few of these rounds together after losing 4 at the beginning of the half. TSM have only won 2 rounds since then. What's on the docket here? They got a proper buy at least.
Cover going
They
out.
can get themselves into A main here because Gimon is up on that angle.
I'm just going to let the game breathe for a
Just say
second.
you're being paid. I just want to remind you.
I'm just letting it breathe. Not a lot happening in the mid-rounds. I'm letting it breathe.
We're going to pace
TSM
ourselves,
are-
chat. It's a marathon.
They're
not a sprint.
chilling outside of A. They're just waiting for the rotate to come through spawn. Oh, my cat has something to say. I don't know if that meow was picked up by...
Okay, no, it wasn't, but now I know it happened at least. And that's honestly almost as good.
Pretty nice timing on that wall from Darkest. Oh, what a shot.
Yeah, short on ideas, but can bring Timo back into the fight. Slow Orb keeps Darkest out of the game. He's stuck in 3 for the time being. Dimonda with the grab net, and Darkest is able to find him amidst the smoke. 7 also going very low from that spam. Still, wall up in front of tree. Eyes definitely have to be in the direction of heaven right now, and
Also, look at
looking to
Timotina.
again
he's on a flank right now coming from Cat. Bro's miles away, but has to go crazy for sure.
Surely. No, they're looking at it. Okay, checked it. Doesn't matter. Darkest down inside. Yet another slow warp. There's such a nice 1-2. TSM put it together across the map, and that Tino has it off. Danger, danger. TSM to 11.
I mean, honestly, I like that flank. Why would you be flanking where your Sage just dropped a wall? You know what I mean? But he did. Gets that first free kill. Nice little adjustment on the movement to get the kill onto Darkest as well. And then just Ego picks up the op for another. Sick individual play.
Yeah, realistically, like, do you have a really good reason to take the op there? Like, you're trying to hit the side.
Or gain. That's really it.
Yeah, I guess
Logan's been getting a lot of first kills, but it just feels like they have not been converting a high 5v4 ratio, or certainly not the necessary one to be in the lead right now.
That's exactly right. Good for an open, but TSM have just been an avalanche onto these sites, a deluge of individuals.
Cover going out.
Right, you got to calm down. If I'm going to use contumacious in a cast, you want to hope that I know that Mises isn't a word. Try and have a bit of fun with me.
Basically, same little open and mid-round as what happened in the last one.
Get out of my way.
Position themselves for the A hit at 45 seconds again. Timotino dashes in and dies again as well.
Annihilation hits as well. They seem to have the bandwidth to clear this right now. Tuesday down, Alvin. Somebody? No, they just don't have the room to clear that out. Dark cover as well is a bit of a problem. And 7 gets lit there inside that smoke. It's on Gimon. As it's been far too many times this game, he will drop shot through the roof. As Nerve brings him down. Yet another map that is going to go straight to the wire. TSM at least, though, with a bit of money to spare. Timo's definitely had a game. 26 kills for him. A Darkest also has been standing up.
Unfortunately for Timo, is just not really able to survive on these entries. That's 2 rounds in a row. Off this A pivot, he has just been instantly killed. It's not like he's doing anything wrong per se. It's just the core are set up to destroy him on entry both times. They've been crushing TSM in the first blood game on this side swap.
Same setup for Logan, one that doesn't really need to be fixed. TSM have to take a risk to actually dig him out of that spot. Nerve again, Odin play has been, oh dear, there is a gap. Oh yeah, Timo tries to cross there, and that is just a small miscalculation from Alvin that could cost TSM dearly. Might give the score parity back to TSM.
Oh my god.
And they've been down in some of these rounds, but converting this feels impossible. Gimon is in defense side spawn. What the heck was that? He can get the spike too. He just earned his ultimate. Unreal. No.
Now he's just waiting it out, hoping that Logan gets over eager and pushes straight into him towards spawn.
I think you've just got to go and plan A, right?
Gotta be honest, it feels like Logan has been pretty locked in on this defensive side.
He's been excellent. Got himself a Phantom now as well. Gimon obviously struggles in a fight of that nature. Also, trademark here. Rather, a rendezvous for Logan. Oh, if he gets ahead of this, the barrel's going to show. Can he be quick enough? No.
Oh my god, he had me terrified for a second. Oh my god.
He lands the plane. Most importantly.
Barely.
Yeah.
Barely lands,
it definitely got sideways.
Screeching halt. Oh my god.
Oh, deep breaths, folks. Core are still in this. 11-11, 22 rounds of insanity here on Ascent. Things are now starting to come to a head, but the possibility of overtime is definitely on the table. That is so nasty.
Enemy remaining.
Crazy. Yeah, and then Logan hits that Denzel Washington in flight type landing. Plane upside down. Like, bro, all right. Man he had me worried to the max, but we're good. We're all good.
It's the same.
TSM, they've been trying to avoid this B site because Nerve has just been dominating them here with the Odin. Then you have to deal with the Logan as well, but they are just gunning it in there.
Not bad, though. They're able to clear that position from the chamber for what feels like free, and they get out of the side as well. But, oh, that's a spike down. And Timo is dealt with as he tries to make his way up Speedway. Clone shot. Everything is going into the fan. And come on. I mean, he can't be doing it again. Not to be. Core get themselves to map point, driving us towards Corrode for a decider.
These guys still haven't won a pistol round. This is pretty mad. I can't believe that they're potentially about to pull this off. I mean, TSM are just running into the brick wall right now, which is kind of as foretold with this comp on the side swap. They're trying to get into B. You're dealing with that chamber being pressed up into main, can fight for opening kills. And then when you push him back, you're running into the Odin Sova. You're dealing with multiple trips constantly.
All right, here's the dimensional drift now, pushing off of the B side.
Oh yeah, just straight away. Tons of information right now for
player. I think is
Liv,
really enlightening. Back to safety. I don't think he's spotted the two mid players though.
I think he definitely got enough info to realize that this is currently set up for a B split as things stand.
Trademark got cleared. Oh, Dark is not ready for that. The walk back
He's
to
fully committed.
Oh, the shorty goes to work, but Alum is there.
Spike down mid.
And Tuzi is able to take the trade for Darkest. That's Core now with the players, the chess pieces on the board. Hoping TSM will be forced to tip the king.
I know exactly where.
And now they're priced into this playthrough tree, but the neural theft is helpful. That's why they're in that direction. He needed a body. Slow orb gonna be kited from Tuzi, gets back onto the site. Space given. As TSM paid for it pretty dearly. Very low health Alum on the box, but 7 is down. Get him onto the rescue again, surely. This Arc is so old and tired, and unfortunately he too will have to succumb. All right, folks, let's do it. 5 of the best here in this lower final. Core outlast TSM on ascent to take us to Corrode.
I am pretty stunned they were able to pull that off. I mean, it seemed like heading to defense that should be the